I'm bigcal and welcome to my world. Today I want to talk about a Kickstarter project that I am very excited for. So, I'm a huge fan of Robot Wars. Got a bunch of DVDs here that were all released, as well as a Blu-ray release. You've got the brand new seasons that came on BBC just a couple of years ago, and then I've got all the original release DVDs from back in the day, LKS2, Razor, Sir Kill-a-Lot and House Robots, hypno-disc and the First World Championships. Also used to own the VHS tape for the first Wars that was cut down, unfortunately. It didn't have everything in it, but yeah. Huge fan of that, and I love the games. One of my all-time favourite games ever, not just for Robot Wars or anything, was Extreme Destruction. This came out on the original Xbox and the PC. I own both, but the PC version for me is the best way to go. It just seems to play better, believe it or not, with the keyboard rather than the actual controller. But that game came out in 2004, I believe. Let's just double check. No, wow. 2002. It's even earlier than I thought. Yeah, so it's still really fun, still playable. It is constantly installed on my computer anytime I format my hard drive, or get a new hard drive, install Windows again, new version of Windows. That's always one of the first things to go on. So it currently works fine with Windows 7, don't see why it wouldn't work with Windows 10, but yeah, it's a little bit old. Yeah, and Robot Wars unfortunately has finished. BBC cancelled it because BBC are morons and kept putting it up against like massively popular shows, so it didn't do very well in the ratings because duh. But we do have BattleBots in America, which features robots from around the world, including some people who built for Robot Wars. And that's really great. We get to see lots of great robot action. We're almost up to actually the finals soon for BattleBots Season 4, the new season. Yeah, and it's great, but we need a new video game. Now there have been some releases over the years, and one of the bigger ones is the Robot Arena series. The third one, currently available on Steam, has pretty terrible reviews for the most part. The second one is what a lot of people prefer, but you can't buy that anymore. And personally for me, I have tried it and I could never get into it. The robot building just went straight over my head. It was confusing as all hell. It didn't really have fun, and even playing it, it just never felt right to me personally. So this is where Robot Champions comes in, the Kickstarter, from a company called Prospect Games. You might know them from a game called Unbox, where a 3D platformer where you play as a box. Yeah, it's a self-delivering box, and you work for a delivery company, and you have to deliver yourself basically to places and people, do lots of tasks, and avoid the evil boxes from the other companies. It's a very interesting game. I actually didn't realise Prospect Games were the ones behind it when I backed the Kickstarter. Only found out a couple of weeks later. It turns out, oh, I own the game on Steam. It was also released on Switch and probably PS4 and Xbox One, things like that. But yeah, Robot Champions. Now this isn't going to be a super hardcore robot fighting game. It is not going to have the depth of, say, a Robot Arena 2. If I was to compare the two, think of robot combat games as fighting games. So Robot Arena 2 would be, you know, a big, huge, in-depth fighter with lots of combos and depth to the fighting system, and really complex, not so much pick up and play for a lot of people. Robot Champions would be more like Super Smash Brothers, and anyone can kind of just pick it up, play and have a ton of fun, and there's a huge emphasis on multiplayer. Now, one of the cool things about the Kickstarter is that there is a demo on Steam that you can download and play. It is in pre-alpha at the moment, but it's still very playable. Currently the only available option is multiplayer, so you can play online with other people, or you can play alone with bots, which, you know, I have done quite a bit and have played online quite a bit, and it is really, really fun. So let's just bring up my old texty document here. So let's go through. So some of the robots available at the moment. There are currently 6 robots. and they plan to be at least 10 added to the full game upon release. We have Stampede, who is a flipper bot, Halo, a vertical spinner, Cleaver Boy, a horizontal bar spinner, Gigahertz, a hammer, War Toys, who headbutts people, I guess, and a new prototype bot that they actually only released about a week or so ago in one of the many updates that they keep bringing out, Terratops. And this bot has spikes coming out of the top. It's a wedge shape, and it kind of reminds me of a front hinge flipper bot like Cassius or Firestorm, except instead of a flipper it uses spikes, but they pretty much act the same way, and it can also be used to self-right. So those are the robots, really fun. I personally love Cleaverbot, big bar spinner, demolishes things in its path. Really fun. Stampede I would love to love because it's a flipper bot. One of my all-time favourites is Chaos 2, but it hasn't been the best optimised, shall we say, until now. It's been pretty difficult to get good flips in. I'm pretty sure they have made some changes here and there. I just haven't got around to replaying as Stampede because I've been playing as Terratops, the prototype bot, which is really fun so far. Yeah, so just for the pre-alpha demo release that we've got at the moment, we've got a good selection of robots that all do different things, all play very differently. Very fun. There are currently 7 arenas, I believe, and there's going to be I think 16 in total for the full game at least. And these are basic shaped arenas, but they have obviously numerous hazards. You got a spinning disc on the floor, you got pits that you can open up by pressing the button, there's arena flippers, there's not quite spikes but more like poles that protrude out and can knock you in the air, there's hammers and things like that, kind of like the pulverizer in BattleBots at the moment, a few other different things, and they're always looking to add and improve on those as well, so there's lots of fun arenas. Now, like I said, the game isn't a big in-depth robot combat simulator. It is more like a Smash Brothers, and in that sense one of the main ways of winning is getting your opponent out of the arena. So the arenas are all, they have barriers around them, but then there's just empty space below them, like it could be water or just nothingness if you're in one of the arenas that has nothing below it. And basically if you run into the wall, it will lower for a short period of time, and you can use that to then try and get your opponent out of there. And spinners, sometimes a good hit will smack them and they'll go flying and fall out. They can go the arena flipper and get knocked out that way. It's really fun, and when the time limit for the fight is up, you'll go into sudden death mode, where the arena, you'll notice, is basically built out of blocks, and they'll all slowly start descending until there's just a little safe area in the middle, and then just the last person to survive wins basically. You can of course destroy another robot, because this wouldn't be robot combat without that. One of the easiest ways to destroy a robot is Terratops, the prototype bot, against Stampede. Get underneath him with the wedge and just keep attacking him with your spikes, and he will explode in no time at all. I love the way the damage works in this. Obviously loads of different pieces to it, so you run into them, hit them with a weapon, a small piece might break off, big pieces can break off. I love, especially as Cleaverbot, the horizontal bar spinner, just going around and slicing wheels off. That is amazing, so much fun doing that. And obviously most robots can still run with just 2 wheels, but once you start knocking them off different sides and take them all off, then they'll just be immobilised, and yeah, you can either destroy them really easily or let them be counted out. It's up to you. I like to destroy them. Okay, another feature is the perks system. At the start of the battle you can choose perks on or off, so it is optional, and then you can choose what perk you want. You can have extra strength, so obviously weapons are stronger, flippers flip harder and things like that, much more damage done. Extra defense, obviously robots can take more hits. Extra speed, which can come in very handy sometimes depending on which bot you're playing as. a recharging dash. So when you activate the perk, you immediately dash forward really, really fast. So it can be useful to getting out of sticky situations and activates the perk at the same time. Very useful. The recharging dash, instead of having two and a perk to go with it, you dash, and then as the fight continues it recharges and you can use it again and it will keep recharging until the fight's ended, obviously, so that can be very useful if you need it. And there is an overcharge where everything gets increased for the first 30 seconds of the fight, and they are looking to add more perks and, you know, tweak them and things like that as they continue development. Oh, let's see, is there anything else I want to talk about? Yes, so the full game, when it is, if it does indeed get funded, there will have a full single player mode, and online will be more improved, everything will be more optimised, of course there'll be more bots, more arenas, more perks, you know, it'll be a full game, so that's great. Now, there is a thing with Robot Wars style games, robot combat games. People want a bot builder. I want a bot builder in this, that would be fantastic, but it is at the moment just a stretch goal. And I think the reason for this is just because of the type of game that, you know, they're bringing out. It's multiplayer fun, it's online, even though there's going to be single player, there is a huge emphasis on online and party play, and creating your own robots can take your time and things like that, and especially if you create them going into a battle rather than creating and saving them, then you have other people building their own crazy bots, and it can probably turn the game a bit unbalanced. It's very difficult to balance all the different robots and all the different weapons and things, so building your own robot could essentially break the game, so I can understand why they don't want to include it from the get-go, but it is a stretch goal and we would love to see it. The same thing for an arena builder, that would be nice and cool to see. You know, you can create your own arena, add your own weapon arena hazards and weapons and things, that will be fun, but yeah, they are just stretch goals at the moment. So yeah, the Kickstarter, of course I will put a link down below and I'll also have it on the screen somewhere here. So the Kickstarter, there is only 6 days to go now. Only 6 days to go. They have currently raised £22,781 out of the £30,000 that they're asking for, which means there's £7,219 that they still need to get in 6 days. 6 days to get, you know, over £7,000. Seems like quite a lot, but when you look back at some of the Kickstarters and what people out there, potentially even you out there watching, have backed, look at the guy who wanted potato salad. The fact that so many people gave away so much money for that is kind of insane, and there's a Kickstarter here for a fantastic game with a demo already very playable, even in pre-alpha, and they can't even get to £30,000 with 6 days left yet. Come on, back this Kickstarter, please. If you love Robot Wars, if you love BattleBots and robot combat in general, if you played any of the games, you can go on to Steam, download the demo, give it a try. If you like it, give it a back. There are lots of different perks, of course. We can name a robot, you can design a robot, design an arena, things like that. And there's even one where if you back any amount and then add on, I think it's an extra £80, you can actually get a 3D printed model of Stampede, the flipper bot. So that'd be really cool to have. If I had the money, I would absolutely go with that. Yeah, so please take a look at the Kickstarter, take a look at the demo. If you like it, please back it, share it with everyone that you know, and let's try and get this to at least £30,000 before the 6 days is up and the Kickstarter ends. So, I'm bigcal, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.